Hello, hello, hello. Hello, it's Kathy Cross Reese. I'm getting it in before midnight. There's 12 minutes. And I want to share a reflection of the day. The day started with communion. And the day ended with Bible study. So I had a nice sandwich, as I like to call it. And in the middle, I had a lot of rest because I found that I did not take my full day of rest last week. So I found myself feeling a little sluggish. I did some exercising, which really helped. I'm starting to do some Tai Chi. That's not familiar with me, but I've been seeing ads for it, and I thought I'd give it a shot. And I took a break from it, and now I started it back again. So it's really relaxing. I find it to be a good way of winding down the day or even starting up the day. So I do it either morning or night. So either way, it's just a nice way to wind down from the day. And was able to see all three of my grandsons again today. That's always a pleasure. And I've decided to do a book on my mother's journey. I'm not sure if I'm going to put her book ahead of the other books that I have in the queue, but I have the books that are in the queue are I have a workbook that I'm doing on the Powerhouse Entrepreneurs Playbook. It gives some cues on creating wealth and acquiring real estate and just a lot of lessons that I learned along the way. And it's a workbook to help you, like a companion book. And then I'm doing Juicing with Purpose, which has to do with the purpose of juicing, which has really helped me in optimizing my health and using just all natural, all organic ingredients to juice, and then taking those juices and turn them into gummies. So that is fun, but I wanted to get that book pushed out as soon as possible. Actually started on that one a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago. And then the other book is These Three Words. I believe I'm going to turn that into a devotional. I've been doing These Three Words on Clubhouse every Sunday evening. The Lord gives me three words, and I go deeper into the origins of those words, like um, Hebrew, Greek, Latin, Old English. I just look for origins of the word, and then I find scriptures that align. I do a affirmation and a reflection question. And so I believe I'm going to turn that into a devotional. It just makes sense. Either a 26-week devotional or a 52-week devotional. I hadn't quite decided if I want to do 6 months or a year. And then I did mention my mother's, right? There's another one. I did juicing. I did the Entrepreneur's Playbook. I did, seems like I'm missing some. I'm missing some. Yeah, I'm missing some. Well, it's late and I can't remember which other ones. Um, I think I'll do something on Sheba since that's what I've been working on lately. I think I'll do one on wealth alignment, like aligning your wealth, and give out some frameworks for free. And I'll put those here on YouTube to just share just some very basic frameworks to help create wealth. I was listening to a documentary tonight about the 60s, the 1960s, and African Americans were not borrowing money, and they were not a kind of as a whole because of the a lot of the segregation. A lot of us were not able to get credit cards, and I talked to my mother about this. And within my family, I can speak for my family. My father and his siblings, they would always come to him to borrow money. He was seen as someone who saved his money, he managed his money well. And so within the family, he was almost like the bank. He would loan money out and they would pay him back. I don't know if they were paying him back in interest, but it was just fascinating to hear on that documentary some of the things that I was able to see lived out in my family's lineage. So I think I'll create a book on something like that to just help because credit card debt is like crazy off the chain. And I think the mentality is a little different today. I think the mentality is use up credit and not save, not invest. And so I want to bring back some financial literacy, some financial responsibility, and some of the teaching and training that I've been doing, especially when it comes to saving and investing. And even before saving and investing, it's budgeting, which that's a B word that I hardly use at all. But it's a B word that I'm starting to use more and more because if you don't plan where your money's going, your money will go where you don't plan. So it will find a place to go. And you may realize that based on evidence of receiving sums of money and then it going, right? Some people get their tax returns. I mean, I'm guilty of this. Get tax returns and plug it in somewhere instead of taking that and tooling, turning it into an investment and have the money make money for you. And so that is my goal with the books that I'm creating, the legacy that I'm leaving, not for me, but for my children and my children's children and their children. I'm really wanting to hone in and teach, yeah, financial literacy. And, I don't believe I learned that as a child. I witnessed it and I observed it because I saw two working parents and I saw the struggles and I saw the savings and I saw those things. So I was able to see it, but to actually take those tools, those lessons that I learned and actually implement them, that's a whole nother story. So I want to end it at that, at a little bit past 7 minutes. And I didn't even send this in the chat that I had put in here. Let's see if I can send it now. I don't think it will let me. Oh, well. Okay. Well, that is, in Proverbs. Let me share that. I read Proverbs 16 today. And let me locate a scripture that I want to share before I leave. I was doing Bible study tonight, so I had Romans up. Romans, Acts and Romans, that's what we were doing in Bible study. And so, Proverbs 16. Oh, yeah. Love this. This is the one that talks about a soft answer, right? No. This is about the plans of the heart. Okay, the plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirit. So the Lord knows our heart. He knows whether or not we're being sincere, authentic, truthful, and he knows whether we're hiding and keeping those guarded areas of our hearts. So that particular Proverbs really resonates with me concerning the heart. And then verse 3. I love number 3. That's my favorite number, one of my favorite numbers. I like all combinations of threes. So it says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. So commit your plans to the work. Okay, I'm getting a little delirious. Commit your plans, commit your work to the Lord. I'll get it straight. Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. So he establishes our plans. He says that he knows the plans he has for us, which are good and not evil. So why not link up with the God of the universe to line up with our plans and his plans? And that's my plan. So have a good night on that note. Peace and blessings. And remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like this content. Comment. Peace and blessings. Good night.